Thank you for coming back to Polka Dot Mailbox, and if you're new, welcome. This is my first ever Happy Mail, and you guys, it is so much fun. Oh my goodness, I can't even believe it. I've watched lots of videos, and if you don't know what Happy Mail is, it's basically you send a package decorated with your favorite products to a pen pal or a friend that you've met just through Instagram. It's a way of sending love to another paper crafter out there, and I have to do more of these. This was so much fun. The reason why I did this one was because I wanted to reach out to a girl who has a channel that I've watched for a long time. I really have enjoyed her channel, and she's another Canadian, and she has just so much fun and energy with all of her creations. So I wanted to send her a little thank you for all the inspiration that she's provided to me through all the videos that she's created. So I put together this package. So I'm creating here a little pocket envelope. It's two 12 by 12 pages, and you can see how I'm folding it up. It is the simplest little pocket to make. You can do this with pattern papers that match a collection. I went with completely plain background papers here because I wanted to really decorate the products that were inside. So I haven't shown you what is going to be going inside. I will momentarily show you everything is pre-wrapped. Here I glued it down, and then I had to go in and shift it over. It was just off center a little bit, but because I was gluing over top, even though it ripped up a little bit of the paper as I pulled it back up, it won't show in the project at all. And I really would have been bothered by it being off by just a little bit. So here's one of the gifts that's going inside, and it fits perfectly. So that is a 6 by 12. Well, I won't say what it is, just in case she watches the video before she receives the package, but basically it's some scrapbook goodness. The theme that we chose for our swap is Maggie Holmes. So everything that's wrapped up inside the gifts is a Maggie Holmes product. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of that beautiful gold leaf to put along the top. And I just folded a little doily over the edge. I wanted that to stand up at the very height of the pocket, because you'll see that the most. It'll be one of the things that stands out. So I'm just going to go through and look at the ephemera, the Maggie Holmes Flourish ephemera. Now this ephemera is amazing. These flowers are just so easy to work with. I really love this, probably more than any other ephemera pack I've ever seen, and I suspect that you'll find in the future it's one that people go looking for, because they're great to be the forefront of a project like I'm doing here. I'm going to layer some foam backing and make it stand up, or they're great tucked in behind and put other things over top. So I found this fantastic wrapping paper at Chapters, and I thought that it was really well suited for the collection. The color and the flowers were a perfect match. So I decided to wrap everything up with those two, and I tried to vary the patterns so that it was stripe, floral, stripe, floral. The two striped ones look like they're going to go back to back there at the very back, but it's sort of hidden by all the other ones that you won't see that. Also in this container I have some, like, not just the ephemera with the flowers, but the gold leaves that come with the ephemera as well. So that's included in the ephemera pack. So that was really a lot of fun to work with. There's also some cut aparts and you'll see those featured more fully later on in the video. So inside all of these gifts are some random Maggie Holmes products. Now, I've seen her videos and I know kind of the stuff that she has and the stuff that she likes. So I tried to go with some older collections because I noticed that she has a lot of the newer things. She had a lot of the Willow Lane and the Flourish. So I tucked in some things that are harder to come by. And if you want, I'll post when she actually gets her video and gets her box and does an unboxing video. I'll actually post that for you guys to see, or I'll post a link to it so that you can see what it is that she had inside the packages. You could see what she unwraps underneath all the gifts. So this was a lot of fun. I wanted to put these little paper flowers in underneath to add some more texture. So I'm going to put the doily down, and then I'm going to mainly cover up this little flower that's going in place here. Those were some flowers I had from Martha Stewart. That gold leaf again came in the ephemera pack. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a little leaf set underneath. So normally I would just fold the ribbon or the leaves and glue it to the end, but because I wanted both shiny gold side up, I cut it in half and I glued them separately. And sorry, I'm kind of working away from the camera here. I was holding it up higher and then you couldn't really see very well. And then I'm going to put the foam backing on to keep that in place, and then I'm going to just glue that down. So when you're shipping a package like this, it's really a good idea to use the glue gun because things will get inevitably jostled around, and you want to make sure that your project remains as much intact as possible. And it's not something that they're going to be keeping long term, although you could very well take off an entire cluster of these little features that are on the gift wrap and use them again in a layout, but they should stay well together. So I'm going to go in here and decorate this longer package. I'm actually trying to remember what's inside each of them, but I guess I'll be surprised too when I see her open it up and like, oh yeah, that's what I put in there. They're all fantastic things. I really like Maggie Holmes. If you haven't noticed already, we are doing a giveaway. If you haven't entered, definitely do so. We are giving away Maggie Holmes' newest line, Willow Lane, and there's another video where you can see me show each of the products that's going to be in that. You can enter very simply by subscribing to our YouTube channel and going on Instagram and finding the post that says giveaway, and then bringing that or sharing that post and tagging us in it and commenting down below that you've done those things so that we can draw. We will close the contest on October 31st at midnight, and then we'll do the draw the very next day. So go ahead and enter. I'd love to send off this fantastic Willow Lane prize pack that we have set up to a lucky winner. I'm really happy to be able to share some wonderful products from one of my favorite designers. So that was a nice floral ephemera there that was more of a transparent flower, and it was nice to work with. So here I'm taking some cutoffs that I had from 12 by 12 pages. You know when you cut the branding strip along the bottom off, the one side has the brand name and the name of the paper. Well, if you keep those little edges, you can often use them in layering or tuck them behind a project. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and take those strips and glue them down on top of the paper to almost make it look like the wrapping paper has that design sort of built in. So it's a good use to bring little pops of color and Maggie Holmes patterns and designs from this collection in, and inexpensively. It's like a good way to use up some of those items. So just trim off the edges there, and then I'll go ahead and decorate the top of that. Here I'm looking through all the different cut-aparts that came with this bundle. Really like that peacock. It's very cute. I tried to not think about things too much. I can often get carried away in my own fussing and fiddle with things and take way longer than they really need to. So I thought this time I'm going to try to just be quick. So I was able to get this whole package wrapped in an hour, which sounds like a long time, but the first time I did this for a friend of mine for her birthday, which is actually something I've recorded a video of, and you'll see it in the future with one of the kits that will be coming out. But the first time I did it, it took me 2 hours. So because I've sped up this video, I've got it down to half an hour, and we'll see. I guess as I keep doing more and more, maybe I'll get better and faster. So I'm going to decorate the front of the pocket. I'm trying to find a paper that really suits the paper that I got from Chapters. Not all of them are a really good match because they don't all match really well with the collection. Some of the ones kind of clash with it. So I was trying to find something that matched well, and I end up deciding on a gold background, even though I'm going to cut apart this one that matches okay, but I didn't love it as much as just a subtle gold because I wanted to add some things on top, and I wanted to keep more of a simple pattern in the background. But I will find a use for that, you'll see, when I'm decorating the box, and that will be in a later video. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that onto the front of the pocket. So one other thing that I didn't do with this at all was stitching. I have a really nice gold thread that I enjoy using, and it adds really beautiful details to things. But what I was finding is that I don't know what it is about that thread, but it often breaks in my sewing machine, and it can be kind of finicky, and I have to fiddle with it. And I was trying to get this done quickly, and in an effort to save time, I thought, okay, well, I'll add texture through things like the tulle and the doilies and some different rhinestones and things, and leave the sewing off of this. But I miss it on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie this tulle around the stem of the flower, and it's going to create a really cute bow. I was happy with the way that this turned out. I had to cut down the tulle so that it would go around so it wasn't so thick, but it turns out really cute. And at first I was thinking I wanted the bow on the front, but then in the end, the way that it happened to tie, it just settled in the back, and I kind of liked that. So I didn't try to fuss with it and move it around to the front. I left it on the back side there. I'm going to go ahead with another die cut and find a place to stick in another flower on the other side. I'm doing a trio of gold in there to bring some gold into the cut apart on the front, and it was really strange. All of the sequins were gold, but the one that I chose actually had gold on one side and then silver on the other. It was like the side that was showing ended up being silver, so I just glued another sequin on top of it. I'm just going to fiddle with those, and then I'm going to put some trim along the bottom. That gold leaf trim is really nice. What I'll often do is I'll glue just the sides of it, so I'll glue the one edge and then the other one, and then if some of the leaves are standing out, then I kind of like the way that looks. I might put a dab of glue in the middle sometimes, but I don't mind it if there's leaves that are coming forward, because it makes it look more realistic, like real leaves would. So I just tuck that little flower in behind there, and I'm happy with the way that this all looks. So that is the first part of the project complete. So here I'm going to put everything in the box. So I have this FabFitFun box, which are beautifully designed, and the colors match really well. So I thought it would be a great addition to the decor of all these gifts. So I'm just going to fiddle around and make sure that everything is going to fit properly. I had in mind how many gifts I thought could fit, and I sort of piled them in there ahead of time to see if things would line up properly. And because they all fit okay, I thought this box was perfect. So I'm going to, in the end, go ahead and cover up the FabFitFun part and decorate the box on the cover, which I would have done anyway, so it's perfect. And then it does say FabFitFun on the top of the box, but that's hidden again by the address label. So it works out well. So this gift, I put a little pocket card on the front there, and I'm just putting some cut aparts in from an older collection. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up some of those and tuck them in the pocket so she can use those again. And then I'll decorate the outside of the pocket to match with the rest of the collection. So I've already made quite a few creations with these materials. So what you're seeing here is actually what's left of my bundle. With the ephemera, I used a lot of it on some 12 by 12 layouts, some cards, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm including some tickets in her little pocket here as well. And with the tickets, when I cut them apart, I'm going to go ahead and punch little half circles on the edge so that it really makes it look like a proper ticket with the edges punched. I'll include those in there as well. And then I was pretty quick to decide to just add this subtle little flower to the front, and then I'm on to the next package. This is another cut apart that I've used, and I'm going to fuss quite a bit with trying to decide which pattern paper to put in behind. I really like that. I like the way that the shape of the leaves are on this pattern. But then I think that I should probably fussy cut it, and then, because I really like that one shape, so I don't like it covering the whole background here. So I'm going to go in and fussy cut the whole thing. And in the end, I don't think I end up even including it on the end. Or if I do, it's pretty subtle. Some people really don't like fussy cutting. I like it. I find that it's a great way to extend your paper pad, like those flowers that are sitting up there in the top corner. I would have no problem sitting one day and just fussy cutting all of those flowers out so that I had more, because there's endless uses for those flowers as the die cut ephemeras. And so if I ran out of the ephemeras, I'd just cut out some of the ones from the pattern paper and use them that way. Yeah, so I'm not crazy about how that looks. I think if I was going to fussy cut it properly, I really should have gone in between each of the fronds and actually cut all that black part away. So because that bugs me, I'm going to end up just leaving it off the project. But I think I go ahead and use it somewhere else. So I'm going to come in with this peacock. Now the peacock comes from the 12 by 12 chipboard stickers. And that's a really nice part of the collection too. Yeah, I really want the gold in there, but then I decide to go in and take one of the little gold leaves that comes with the ephemera pack and use that to bring that touch of gold in again. And I like that much better, so I don't end up using the sheet that I fussy cut. I'm just going to glue them together and then tuck them in, glue them underneath. Then I'm going to glue the whole thing down. I decided that I wanted some more gold in there to tie in all together, so I take it from the top and string it all the way down through the side of the box. And then again, I was saying, like, I don't mind if some of the leaves are standing up, so I'll only glue the odd leaf here and there to make sure that it's secure well in place, but I'm happy to let some of them look more 3D. So I'm going to come in again and cut some of the paper to make 2 little butterflies to add to the package. And again, this is something I like to do. I wanted to bring a little bit of pink into this wrapping as well. So this is the first time I've tried putting a sequin in the middle of the butterfly. I think I prefer the small rhinestones better, but I thought I'd give this a try. Again, adding just a touch of gold into the paper. And yeah, happy with how that turned out. So I'm going to put that one aside, and I'm going to bring the box back over, put it in place, and I'm getting close to being finished with wrapping the packages. I just have this one little box left to wrap, and it's going to be very simple. I just glue a doily on the side of the box, and then I'm going to come in with a very simple floral piece, put that in place, and then I'm going to add a little bit of gold to the package just to keep consistent. These little gold hearts came from the 12 by 12 chipboard stickers as well. And so that's everything all wrapped up. I am gonna finish it off. I'm just checking to make sure that it actually will fit in place properly and everything fits and the box will stay shut. So I'm gonna go and get some crinkle paper and some confetti, and I'm gonna sprinkle that in amongst the packages so that everything stays in place and it won't move around. I go in later on and I add some more pink of that crinkle paper as well, so that brings a little bit more pink in. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we look forward to seeing you again next time. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to my channel.